สวัสดีครับอาจารย์ครับผม
Hello, welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who is interested is welcome to join. And we will start with our first participant, which is Alvin from Malaysia. Alvin?
Namaskar, Tan Ajaan. I don't have any question. It's bring respect, Tan Ajaan. Thank you.
Okay. How about Rohini from the UK?
Good evening, Ajaan. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. About my practice, it is okay, but I do about on average, 3 to 4 hours of sitting, and I'm not mindful rest of the time. I'm mindful sometime, but not continuous mindfulness.
That's the important part, to be
Yeah, that's
mindful.
yeah.
If you
Can I
have,
ask? Yeah.
yes, go
Can I
ahead.
ask something? I heard many great Ajahns in the past, even at the time of Buddha. Uh, they did not they did not lie down. They practice on their three postures. They continued like that for months and years. I'm just wondering how did they do that, and do they sleep while sitting, or uh, how
Well,
does
well, the idea is prevent you from sleeping too much. If you lie down, that's the most easy, comfortable position for you to sleep. So you tend to sleep a lot. So you restrict your sleep only on the three position, either standing, walking, or sitting. So you don't sleep too much. Maybe 1 hour after sitting, you might fall asleep for 1 hour. Then you might realize that you have slept, so you wake up and continue with your practice. But I don't know the time, how long they do it is. This is not specified, years or months, or I don't think so. This is more like a special occasion, like sometimes you feel you have the energy and the strength to do this practice, then you do it. But after a while, And when you feel that your body cannot no longer withstand this kind of practice, you come back to practice normally.
Okay.
Because you have to protect your body also. If
Yeah.
something happens to your body, then you will not be able to do the practice anymore.
Yeah. Does it help to remove defilement?
Well, you spend more time practicing, see, so you spend more time developing mindfulness, more time meditating. So this will help get rid of more defilements from your mind. But there's a breaking point though. When you reach that breaking point, then it will not be as effective anymore. Then you will have to stop.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
people,
Thank you.
instead of using these three positions, some people use fasting instead. You can
Oh,
choose the one that you find suitable for you, that you find comfortable to do it. One time,
okay.
Abu said he could not use the three positions to assist in his practice, but he used fasting instead. Usually fast 5 days, 7 days at a time, then come back and eat for a day or two, then go back and fast again.
That means just take water for 2 to 3 days, or
No, water you can drink as much as you want, only food that you don't take.
okay. Thank you.
All
Yeah.
right. So you have
Thank you.
you can choose the method that's suitable for you.
Yeah. So Christmas is coming, so I'm going to get about 2 weeks complete. I can isolate myself completely. So I try one of these methods
Yeah, see
to
how it
see.
works for you.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. Thank you so much.
also sometimes you can use the practice of sitting in one place and not moving around for hours.
Uh,
You can sit or
sitting on,
stand. You can sit or stand, but don't go anywhere else. Just to restrain your craving, your desire to move around.
yeah,
While you sit or stand, you can practice meditation or mindfulness or wisdom if you like, but you don't use any external source like watching the YouTube or reading
yeah,
books or anything like that. You
yeah,
want to use the internal resource that you have, which is mindfulness and wisdom and
yeah.
meditation to
I'm
curb your
considering
cravings.
not to turn on the internet or turn off my phone.
Yeah, restrain your
Yeah,
cravings by restricting your body movement. Stay in just one place, sitting or standing. You can, after you sit and you feel tired, you can change position. You can move, or you can stand up to relieve the pain from sitting. And then after you stand for a while, when you have pain from standing, then you come back and sit again. But you're not supposed to go anywhere else away from your chair, except only when you have to go to the toilet. If you want to drink water, you should have water nearby, next to where you sit, so you can drink it.
thank you. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you very much for your advice. Thank you.
These are the type of special method to assist your practice, because
Yeah,
you're forced to to deal with your cravings more. You're confronting your cravings, and you
yeah.
need to have mindfulness or wisdom or meditation to be able to resist your craving.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So you can choose whichever method you like. Yeah.
I will.
And for some advanced meditator, they even restricting the movement of the body. Only remain in only one sitting position and not move the body, not change the position for hours.
Oh, okay.
That is harder because the pain can be more excruciating when you sit for a long time without relieving the pain. But that's the way to force your mindfulness to be more active and your wisdom to be more active. to be able to deal with this pain of the body.
Okay.
But this is for more advanced practitioner. Those who already have jhana, they can rely on jhana when they feel that the pain is too painful for them to withstand. They can withdraw the mind from the body temporarily.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's more advanced. Right now,
Yeah.
you can just sitting in a comfortable chair, like where you are sitting right now, and
Yeah.
just sit there for a few hours without going anywhere else, except standing if you feel like relieving the pain from sitting, or going to the toilet. But you should be more reasonable for going to the toilet, not every 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
You have to really feel that you need to go to the toilet, not just because you use it as an excuse to move around.
You understand.
Okay,
Understand. Thank you.
this will help you push you
Yeah.
to develop yourself more with mindfulness and wisdom, meditation, in order to deal with this cravings that is being created because you are restricting it from doing things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Next, outsourcing from Malaysia. Are you from KL or Penang?
Evening, Tanajan. I'm from Penang.
Penang. Okay.
I'm just listening.
Okay.
I'm being
Uh,
respect to Tanajan.
Go to Philip from KL, Malaysia.
Dear Ajaan, I don't have any questions tonight. I'm here just to pay respect and listen to the questions tonight.
Okay. Go to New York now with Mike. Hi, Mike. Are you living in the city?
Yeah, I live in Queens.
Queens. Okay.
Good evening, Ajaan. Yeah, it's morning time here. I guess my question today, I was reading an essay about the autobiography of Ajahn Fuang, and written by Thanissaro Bhikkhu. And he was saying how Ajahn Fuang would only ever give his students good feedback if he felt like their practice could no longer progress. And if he thought that your practice could progress, he would usually save any praise or good feedback, and you'd have to just learn through discernment or learn by paying attention and copying him or paying attention to what he needed. Is that the way that you teach as well, Ajahn Suchart? And is that just to be expected about any Theravada teachers in general, or is it more is there more variation?
You mean giving praises to the students when they're doing something good?
Yeah, to not give any praise to
Yes,
students for doing anything good.
because this can spoil the students and to make them think they're good, and then they can become complacent in the practice. So generally, the teacher will not praise you in front of you, but he might praise you in the back of you. He might talk to some other people about you and say, "This guy is good. You should take him as an example," or something like that. But you don't know that until maybe by chance this person who happens to hear what Nokta said about you might mention it to you later on. So yeah, to praise someone can be counterproductive for that person, because then that person will feel that he's good enough and doesn't need to do anymore. But he usually likes to criticize you in front of you. Or you're no good, you're stupid, something like this. He would say directly to you to curb your ego also, to help get rid of your ego. There's no ego. There's no real ego. It's just a delusion created by the defilement. So he wants you to abandon your ego, not to be hurt by his criticism. If you're hurt, then it's your ego that's being hurt, right? It's not the mind, the knowing element doesn't get hurt because there's no ego in the knowing element. If there's hurting, then it means it's not it's the ego created by the delusion of the defilement. So he wants to help you get rid of this by criticizing in front of you, so that when you get angry, then you try to suppress that anger, because you cannot react to your teacher angrily out of respect. And also you know that this is the way the teacher teaches us to abandon our ego, our self-importance. He usually doesn't show us any interest in us or how important we are. He like to treat us like dirt, like a servant. See if you can handle that or not. See.
Was that how Mahabua was towards you?
Yes, when the first day I went to see him, I paid respect. He was standing, so I bowed to him 3 times. As soon as he finished, he walked away. Yeah. So what you do, you know? He just stopped briefly and said, "You can only stay temporarily," and then he walked away. So I took it as, you know, it's for me it's nothing. I'm used to being treated badly anyway before, so it doesn't bother me.
That's good. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, anything else?
That's it today, just listening.
So try to take criticism with a grain of salt, you know, grin and bear it. We live in the world where there's praise and criticism. Praise is easy to handle, but criticism is difficult. But if we can handle criticism like we handle praise, then we will have no problem with anybody. You know, they can say good thing about you, or they can say bad thing about you. It doesn't have to be true, right? So why get angry when it's not true? When they say something bad about you and it's not true, you know. Or even if it's true, then you should thank him for telling you the truth, that maybe you're not so good after all, so that you can you can improve yourself. So you can use criticism to your advantage, whether it's true or not. If it's true, then you have to improve. You have to correct your mistakes. If it's not true, then you just say, oh, "This guy is just lying. He's not telling the truth." So why be bothered by what he said when it's not the truth? But our ego wants to be praised, even even if we're not right. You know, if we say something that we did wrong, but it says right, we feel good, right? But this is not good for Dhamma. It just put you deeper in delusion of yourself. So in Buddhism, they have ways of treating your ego like that. So in order for you to be able to let go of your attachment to your ego, you know, yourself. So Buddha said you should treat yourself, make yourself like a piece of rag. Then you won't feel hurt when anybody treats you badly. Because you're just a piece of rag, what do you expect, right? But if you think you're somebody important and they don't give you the importance that you expect, then you can become angry or sad. Okay. All right. I'll go next to Kok Seng from Singapore. Hi, Kok Seng. Are you a piece of rag or are you a piece of gold?
Piece of rag. Yeah. Prajan, yeah. First like to thank Prajan about the metaphor you give about the 2 examinations that I have to take. One is the examination of sickness. The second is the examination of death. So I find that this is an easier method of reflection compared with contemplation of death. So I will try to use this every day to push myself to practice my meditation. Yeah. Then Prajana, just to clarify, so now I know that I have these two examinations that I need to take, and the path that I'll be taking will be Dana for a lay person, will be Dana, Sila, and Pavana. So just want to clarify, is this thinking correct?
Well, before you can get to the level of meditation and wisdom, you need to be able to develop sila first. And in order for you to develop sila, you need the support of dana. Because when you give, you show you have loving kindness for other people. So when you have loving kindness for other people, you don't want to hurt them. So when you don't want to hurt other people, you can keep the precepts. Yeah. But if you don't have loving kindness for other people, you only think about yourself, and then it's easy for you to hurt other people. Whenever you want something, then you will not be able to keep the precept. It will be harder for you to keep the precept if you are just selfish. Giving dana is being selfless, altruistic, thinking of the benefit of other people, not about yourself. When you give something, but when you take something, you are being selfish, right? You're thinking of yourself. And if you want something bad enough, you might break the precept in order to get what you want. But if you have dana, you'll be concerned about the effect that if you break the precept, you might hurt other people. So you don't want to do that. So dana is a good practice of helping you being able to keep the precept.
Okay.
Once you can keep the precept, then you can then have the more time for your meditation, because you won't get involved in any problem with other people, and you might be able to keep more precepts from the 5. You can add to the 8 precepts. Yeah. Then you will have more time for practice of meditation. So these are steps that support each other. First step support the second step. Second step support the third step. And so on until the final step of liberation or vimutti, cessation of suffering, freedom from suffering.
And Prajan, may I ask, now that I know the path that I should take, and I'm also thinking about the spiritual friendship, the Kalyamita, which the Buddha mentioned to Venerable Ananda, that the spiritual friendship is 100% of the spiritual practice. So may I check, Prajan, so how do I apply Kalyamita to my practice?
Well, it depends on whether you have someone you can learn from or not. See, if you can find someone who can be a teacher for you, then he's your Kalyanamita, someone who can guide you, support you in your path. So you look for a teacher. Like me, I found a teacher, and then he is my Kalyanamita. Love and respect him and obey him, listen to what he said, and follow what he does. So on this path, you need someone to guide you. You cannot go it on alone, except if you're becoming a Buddha, then you can do it alone. But besides the Buddha, then no one can work on this path alone. Need some guide. Need one of the 3 triple gems, either the Buddha, Dhamma, or the Sangha, to be the spiritual friend.
Okay. So yeah, I think Prajan, you'll be my Kalyamita in this context. Yeah. Then yeah, Prajan, I'm just this sitting, there was this thoughts that comes to my mind, but I just want to have a confirmation from Ajaan. Tomorrow, my wife and my daughter, they are going out, so I will not be cooking lunch tomorrow. So I'll be buying lunch outside. And at the back of my mind, I recall that there is a Hainanese chicken rice store not far away from my house. And I was thinking of, I mean, at that time when I saw this chicken rice store, I was thinking that, oh, maybe one day I may want to try out this Hainanese chicken rice. So tomorrow, since I'm not cooking and I have to go outside to buy for lunch, so I'm thinking that, oh, I may want to try this chicken rice, which I've not tried before. But on the other hand, I'm also thinking, is this part of my kilesa playing, trying to tell me, oh, go and try the Hainanese chicken rice sauce. But on the other hand, another side of my mind is telling me that, oh, I have to eat my lunch anyway, so I can just go and try. So I'm a bit of having this bit of doubt. So just want to check from Ajaan. Yeah. So is this a kilesa or is this not?
Yes, it's still kilesa. If you want to if you want to solve this problem, just skip the lunch altogether. And don't eat lunch, you won't die. You know, when you miss one meal, you won't die. This is a good opportunity for you to fast, partially fasting.
Okay. So yeah, maybe I just take my breakfast tomorrow without lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, then you don't have to go outside, and then you can stay inside, meditate, and practice mindfulness.
Mm.
Have you ever eaten once a day? Or you've been to Ajaan before, right? Did you eat once a day
Yes.
here?
Yes. What then I eat? Actually, I eat at the dining hall. Then after dining hall, when I go back to my kuti, so uh, I still consume those food that is given to me by the monks during the Pinabata.
So you
Yeah.
have two meals.
Yeah. Technically, yeah, 2 meals. Yeah.
Mm.
One at dining hall, one inside my kuti. Yeah.
Okay. You still cannot try one meal a day yet.
Oh, actually, some of the food at the that was given by the monks during the Pinapata, I remember that there was one which is the rice dumpling, the bak chang, and I recall that Prajan, you mentioned that when you were young, your grandmother actually made bak chang to sell. So when I saw the bak chang, I was thinking, oh, I should try the bak chang from Thailand. Yeah. So I tried the bak chang at my kuti there.
Yeah, you should think the other way. You should try fasting instead. Then this is Dhamma. If you're still thinking about eating, then this is defilement. Because you don't need to eat anymore. You need eat once a day is enough already.
I still have craving for food.
Yeah, you just have to overcome this. Because it can become a hindrance when you meditate. You can feel sleepy, drowsy, or lazy. You don't feel like meditating.
Oh, yeah. So So when I feel sleepy during my meditation, I will switch to reading some Dharma books. And presently, I was reading this book on the life story of Ajahn Panya. And inside one of the chapters, I was presently happy to learn that there was some narration about the last few months of Ajahn Panya when he was diagnosed with colon cancer and then to his final passing away. So I'm thinking that, oh, now there is a live example that I can emulate with of how he deal with his cancer, and then during his last, I think the last few weeks before his passing on. Yeah. So I just want to check with Prajan. So can I take I mean what's uh, uh, what Ajahn, the late Ajahn Pana has gone through, can I use it as some kind of a guide, some kind of a model for me to follow?
Well, that's what you have to decide for yourself. How you're gonna deal with cancer if you have it. You're gonna treat it, or you're gonna just let it be, and because either way you're gonna end up dead. Just a matter of time, sooner or later. That's all.
Mm,
So these are the examination you have to take yourself.
okay.
And the best way for dealing with this situation is to keep your mind calm. So try to develop more meditation, more with mindfulness, and maintain calm all the time. If you can maintain your mind peaceful and calm, then the sickness of the body or the death of the body will not bother the mind. Okay,
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prajan.
you're welcome. Next, Marco from Holland. How's your son? Is he at home now?
Hi, Ajaan. Not yet. He's gonna be back in about half an hour, I think.
Oh,
How are you, Ajaan?
fine, thank you.
I would like to report my homework. It's been going well. So it's now more than 2 weeks that I've been eating one meal a day, and it's actually quite liberating. I have a feeling that my meditation is progressing good. But there's still one, actually two questions that I have for you. For one, I have more confidence in my practice. I feel now also with walking meditation that it's going in the right direction. There was a moment that I actually saw myself dead. I saw my dead body lying, and what I did is I actually started to destroy it and tried to chop it up in pieces, and I felt very emotional. And I recollected that I read about this as well in a long time book, and I felt as if I'm going in the right direction. And at the same time, I was thinking, okay, but the kilesas can be playing tricks on me as well, that I'm thinking that I'm on the right path. I would like to know that to reach the jhana, the first jhana, how do you know you're getting close, or you just don't know and you're just gonna experience it?
Well, usually the first, second, or third jhana it's just like a passing stage. What you want to get to is the fourth stage, the fourth jhana. So don't worry. If you're concentrating on your meditation object, you are in the first jhana already. If you're not thinking about anything, just focus on your meditation object. And sometimes for some people, they might pass the first three stages very quickly, from first to fourth right away. So don't worry about the different stages. Just try to concentrate until your mind got to the fourth stage, which is emptiness and calm and peacefulness and equanimity.
Okay. So if I'm in the situation where I was in when I was in my meditation and I saw myself, is it the right approach to indeed destroy myself?
It means you're not getting to the fourth yet.
Okay.
You're still using your thoughts. See? And if you want to get to the fourth, you have to stop. You have to ignore what you see and just concentrate on your meditation object. Focus only on your meditation object. Because if whatever appears in your meditation and you pay attention to it, it makes you distracted. You won't go any further than that. People got the mistake that you have to develop wisdom by chopping up the body. But this is not the time to do it yet.
Okay.
The time when you meditate, the goal is to get to the fourth jhana, to get absorption, to get calm, peace, and contentment.
Okay.
You can use this chopping up the body later on, and you don't have to do it during meditation. You can do it right now. Just imagine yourself being chopped up. What's so different?
Yeah, that's actually how it started. When I was walking back to my car from work, that's when I saw myself actually. And then when I was doing the walking meditation, then it came again, and then I did the chopping up because it came back, and then I was surprised. So that's why I started doing that. But you have a good point. It's true that I mean I'm too eager to progress, and that's why whenever something happens, I think I hold on to it too much. So I think that's the lesson there. But when I'm my meditation, I do feel really calm now, and it's been different. I don't feel words whirling around in my head anymore, and that's been a big problem for me. Another thing that I wanted to ask is about, because and I have to ask this before as well. In the past, I've done bad things, which I know that I was breaking precepts in the past, and now I've been keeping my precepts really strong. How do I know that my sila is strong enough? It's just like being in the moment and making sure you just maintain. Is
You
that
don't
is
know
that
when
is
you
that the
get the
main?
test. When you get the test, you'll know whether
Mm.
you pass it or not. If somebody offer you some money so that you can lie or something, see if you will accept the money or will you keep the precept.
Fair. Well, then I
Okay.
think I had a test already when
Yeah.
there was actually a lady who I met, and one of the things that I've been testing is that in the past I was distracted then, and now I was actually not distracted, but I was immediately thinking about Asupa and seeing the truth about the body. So I think that was a small test already, but I see what you mean. It's only that when you're being tested, and that's what I told my wife as well. It's like, well, you can't really stage a test because if I know I'm going to be tested, I'm preemptively ready for the test, right?
That's
So it
right.
doesn't really work. So
Mm.
it has to be spontaneous. Otherwise, it's not a true test. So it has to be unknown upfront that it's going to happen, so that you know if your mindfulness is strong enough at that point in time.
Yes. When I
So
was when I was going to school, sometimes we have a contemporaneous test. The teacher want to announce a test beforehand and say, "Okay, we have the test today." So that keeps you prepared every day for the test because you don't know when the test might come up. See,
exactly. So that's the analogy with the mindfulness has to be strong enough all the time. It doesn't matter. You
that's
never
right.
know when the test
You
comes up, so
never
you
know
have to
when
be
things are going to
prepared.
happen. Yeah.
True. It's a good one. Yeah. That was one question, and the other one was on the another thing that really spoke to me, but I think based on what you were saying earlier, I think this is something I shouldn't be worried about too much. It spoke to me very much. I'm reading the book from Wangta Magua, Arahata Maga, and it's very interesting about how he describes the pain and how he sees the pain as something different than the body and the mind. And because I very easily start to feel my legs getting sleepy, and I try to explore then. I know I'm not in calmness then. But is it worth to at least use that already? Or is it also again related to the wisdom that I have to wait with until I get the true calmness first? I think I already know the answer.
Well, it depends. Sometimes you are forced to face the pain, and you might have to then use your wisdom to deal with the pain. Like sometimes you
Mm.
might suddenly get a stomach ache suddenly. So what do you do with that? Will you be able to teach your mind to treat it that the pain is and the body are two separate things or not?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'm realizing that because I do a lot of walking now, and my feelings start, or my feet start to hurt. So I just go to, okay, if they're hurting, that's fine, but where's the pain really sitting? It's not really there, is it? And then when you just focus on the breathing again, it goes away. So, but that's what you realize then. And then I notice that I'm thinking again because I'm thinking about where the pain is at.
So
So yeah,
sometimes when you're not able to separate the pain from the body and the mind yet, then to deal with painful situation, you just have to use mindfulness, like reciting a mantra,
yeah,
and keep your mind away, not thinking about the pain, leave the pain alone. But this only solve the problem temporarily. If you want to solve the problem permanently, then you have to study the nature of the pain. Right? Is the pain the mind? Is the pain the body? Or it's just another phenomenon that comes and go, like the sun, like the wind and the rain. Yeah. So you have to be able to study the nature of pain to see it just like it's another natural phenomena apart from the body, apart from the mind. It comes and go up to the various conditions that cause it to come and go. And there's nothing you can do about it. You cannot stop it from coming, or you cannot prevent it from coming. Or when it comes, you cannot get rid of it. So what you do, if you don't want to be bothered or become stressful, then you just have to leave it alone, accept the pain, like you accept the rain and the snow.
Yeah, exactly. And can I then also extend that thought of reasoning to, I've been really the last, I think, 4 days, I've been feeling pity like instantly when today as well, when I'm listening to you talk, or if I'm listening to a Dhamma talk, or if I'm sitting to meditate, I feel pity immediately. And so should it also do the same to the feelings that
Yeah,
are pleasurable, right? It's
pleasurable
like
is the
also,
same.
yeah.
It's another form of feeling.
Mm,
Pleasure feeling, painful feeling, or neutral feeling. They replacing one or the other. They come and go. Now you have painful feeling. Next you might have pleasant feeling. Next you might have neutral feeling. Just like the weather, just keep changing, and it's not something under your control. You can say, I only want good weather. You cannot have that. One day you have good weather, sometimes you have bad weather. So it's the same with feeling. Sometimes you have pleasant feeling, sometimes you have painful feeling. Sometimes you have neutral feeling. Sometimes you can
and
control them, sometimes you cannot. Sometimes you can get rid of the painful feeling, but sometimes you cannot. So when you cannot get rid of it, what do? You just have to learn to live with it.
mm.
And to be able to live with it, you have to accept it. So
And is it true that it's also when it's the pity feeling, which feels really nice actually, that it's also the kilesas trying to get you away from the practice and to get you away from the mindfulness?
well, if you become attached to it, then you're not being mindful. See,
Mm,
you become one with the pleasant feeling. So when the
yeah.
pleasant feeling disappears, then you will become sad.
Mm,
But if you just remain mindful and separate the mind from from the feeling, and know the feeling is temporarily, this feeling is temporarily, it comes and go. So when it disappear or change, it won't bother you. It won't make you sad.
okay. And
You
is
have
is
you have to remain detached from everything, even though you are experiencing them. You experience them with a detached mind, not with a attached mind.
and is it true that because of the increase of the meditation and that this is more apparent to me now?
Yes,
Is that
you become more detached also. You become
mm,
to start to see that you and what you experience are two separate things.
yeah. Thank you, Tanajan. Also, thank you for the words earlier on the praising. I really like the question that was asked, like to think about some of the things that were happening and to feel like a rag. Indeed, I'm very stubborn and I used to be very sensitive to praising. Indeed, and I think I need to feel like a rag always, because then at least I put the effort in.
Yes, try it. Try to see you can do it or not in real time.
Yeah.
When
I'll ask
somebody
my
when
wife.
somebody treat when somebody treated you badly, can you laugh or smile and say, "I'm just a piece of rag. So what do I expect?"
I think that's a good one. I'll ask my wife. She knows that I get very stubborn. I'll see if I can smile and be like a rag. Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay, you're
Thank you.
welcome. Next step, I heard you have some earthquake, tsunami warning in your area.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to talk to you about.
Scary.
Yes.
You're right on the coast, yeah.
I'm right on the coast. It was very scary. Yeah, my husband was on a business trip and my kids were at school and like I didn't even know and he calls me and he was like, "Oh, did you know there was a So then he got me going even though I didn't even know and then it just got me there's like a part of me that was like freaking out, but then there was a part of me that was just watching. Like I was just
Yeah.
not moved. And
Mindfulness.
I was able to just sit there and like let that.
Stay
So I
calm,
felt
stay
like that
calm.
was,
Yeah.
I felt like my practice, like, yeah, like it felt really good. So, and then it was nothing and it like dissipated and it was fine. So, but it was, yeah, it was a moment where my practice really supported me.
Good. Because it can help you stay calm and use rationality and say, you know, what's gonna
Is that
happen?
what it was? Like the
If it's gonna
watcher?
happen, what can you do? You know?
Yes, that's what it was. It was like, what can you do? Like that was really much like what it was. And I don't know, it was good. It was good.
Okay,
So
keep
that
on
felt good.
practicing.
Yes, yes, yeah, I won't stop. And then my question that kind of came up while I was listening, you were saying that the Dharma can be a teacher, because I'm really isolated out here. So if I have the suttas as a teacher, that's okay.
That's okay.
Like if I just read the suttas.
Yeah, it's the teaching of the Buddha. The Buddha himself said these words. Yeah. So it's like
So that
listening
can
to his,
be,
yeah, that can be
yeah.
your teacher. That's what I use. I use the four foundation of mindfulness sutta as my teacher. Study the four foundation of mindfulness if you want to learn to develop mindfulness, meditation, and wisdom.
Yeah. All right, that's my question.
Okay,
Thank you very
you're
much.
welcome. You can use the Buddha, the Dhamma, or the Sangha, depending on which one you can access
Don't have
to.
much Sangha, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the
The
Buddha.
Dhamma, and then the Buddha is already gone. So only thing you have left is just the Dhamma. You can
Yeah,
read
I got the
online,
Dharma.
study online, search online, any sutta you like to study.
I have Bhikkhu Bodhi's collection of the suttas, so I read
Mhm.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. All
Thank
right,
you.
you're welcome. Next, Nita and Saket from Santa Clara. Did you also get the tsunami warning in
Yes, Ajaan, we did get the tsunami warning, and my husband was in the office, and he came and he said, "Okay, we have to go." I said, "What happened?" He said, "There's a tsunami warning." I said, "Okay." Then he said, "Let's go to the office. It's on the higher floor." I said, "But what about the kitties? Let's take the kitties also." So then, of course, the cats cannot go to the office. So then we packed the cats, and then we decided there is a Gurudwara, there's a temple high up in the mountain. So we just packed ourselves, we packed our passports and some food, and then we left. And throughout the journey, I was like, but no one else is bothered. Why are we bothered? Maybe it's just a warning. We don't have to go. And Saket was like, no, but we should go. It's because the warning is there. Who knows what's gonna happen? Let's just be safe.
You better be safe than sorry. Huh?
So I thought I'll just follow him because he's most of the time right.
Okay, good. Anyway, you're safe. That's all important, is that you're still safe.
Yes.
Okay, any question?
Ajahn, I had one question. I was curious that, so I've been trying to chant a lot, and I've found that that has helped in my meditation in calming my mind to a certain amount or dealing with pain and so on. And I was wondering till what, I mean, at what point is it too much? At what is the right point to say, okay, now we won't chant anymore? Or, how much can we progress with chanting?
Until you feel that you can concentrate on just the breath, the breathing, or watching your body, uh, or reciting the mantra Bhutto, for instance, then you don't need the chanting. But if you still find it difficult to stick with the breath, the breathing, or the reciting of the mantra Bhutto, or keep watching your body movement, then you might have to rely on chanting more to, to keep the mind more mindful, to make the mind more mindful.
Yes, that's all. Thank you very much.
Okay. And
Ajahn, I have one more question.
go ahead.
I was thinking about mindfulness, then I was thinking about right mindfulness, and then my thought was like, so then what is wrong mindfulness, and how should I just make sure that that's not what I'm doing?
Mindfulness with thinking is the wrong mindfulness. Like when you work, if you're an accountant, you have to work, so you're mindful with your work, but at the same time, you have to think about your work. Then this is wrong mindfulness, because the right mindfulness is we want to be mindful of what we do, but not thinking about what we do. Just to be merely knowing. That's the right mindfulness, without thinking. Mindful without thinking. Mindful with thinking is the wrong mindfulness.
Oh,
Because the
right.
goal is to keep the mind empty of thoughts. See. That's the role of right mindfulness, is to keep the mind empty of thoughts.
This is so clarifying. Thank you.
Okay, good. So it's hard to develop mindfulness if you're working in the office.
Yes.
Even though you're mindful, you're listening to your colleagues talk to you, anything, not daydreaming about something else. You are mindful, but you still have to think about what they say, right?
Mm.
But if you're not working and you're alone in your house and you practice mindfulness, then you don't have to think. You just be mindful of what you are doing, washing dishes or eating or sweeping the floor. These are the activities you don't need to think.
So, but
Or if you have nothing to do, then you just watch your breath.
Mhm. Right. Many times when we are meeting people and we are not interested in what they're saying, I mean, it's just too worldly for me. And then I'm like, okay, let me just try to focus on what my body is feeling, or how how that is happening. And I tune out of the conversation and go in my body. Is that the right way to be mindful?
Yes, but it might not be polite when they ask you something and you don't know what to reply.
Many times I'm so boring that they're like, okay, whatever, whatever she's doing, let her do it.
Okay, then you just have to say, can you repeat the question again?
Okay. This is helpful.
So,
Thank you,
so the
Ajaan.
Buddha said the best way to meditate is to be alone. To practice mindfulness is to be alone in seclusion, so that you don't have to pay attention to other people, what they say or what they do, because this can be distracting to your mindfulness development. Okay. All right. Good luck to you. Next, Nining from Indonesia.
Yeah, Ajahn. Ajahn, I want to tell Ajahn about my meditation practice. Actually, my favorite time for sitting meditation is above 12 a.m. So usually I do sitting meditation at 2 a.m. That's my favorite time. So when I start meditate, even my house already dark, yeah, I turn off all the light, but when start, I can see all the bright light. That's not from my indra, but it's just my mental knower that that's all bright, and then I just stay calm and peace. I just put my sati, my sati in the top of my nose. And then sometimes I can see the film of young me, that I can see in detail. For example, sometimes I see when I was very young that I go to one place, I can see very detailed that at that time I wear the top with the gray color, and then I go with my friend, everything in detail. When somebody asked me to tell them that what was happened in that time, actually I cannot tell in detail. But in my meditation, sometimes I see the young me in detail. But I just being a watcher, I try not attached to anything. But I cannot stop. I just watch everything until it gone, and then I continue in my meditation that I can sit until 2 or 4 hours. Just sit and stay in that calm condition. My question is, since I love enjoy the beautiful thing, so need I do the asubha meditation? Like I asked Ajaan in the previous Zoom that I want to learn to contemplate about the 30 part of the body. But when I learn to contemplate, I find difficulties because I haven't seen few parts of them in real. So I try to find the sources. So I try the skeleton. So if I use the skeleton, do I need to replace my object? I mean, I replace my body with that skeleton, or I just try to concentrate of my body until only the skeleton left in my concentration. That's my meditation. That's why I asked Ajaan, what should I do? Because for sitting, for concentration, I believe I don't find any difficulties because I really enjoy sitting and I don't have any problem with that. But since I enjoy the beautiful, and I think I want to have progress for my mental. Do I need to do the asubha meditation or not? Or I keep on practicing with that states that I can stay sitting and stay in that calm for few hours, and I enjoy that moment. What Ajaan suggests for my practice?
Let's say your practice consists of two parts. The first part is to calm your mind, to empty your mind. So basically, you don't want to use anything except the breath or the mantra Bhutto. Or if you want to use the skeleton as your object of concentration, that's okay also. But the goal is for the mind to enter into the fourth jhana, to be calm and have equanimity and have emptiness, have nothing left in your mind. You want to empty your mind of everything. Yeah. We have to do this first. Once you can do this, then and become very efficient, very adept with this, you are able to clear your mind, leave your mind empty anytime you want to. Then the next step is to teach your mind the truth about the body. That the body can be pleasant, good looking, or it can also be unattractive, not good looking. It depends where you look, right? If you look the body from the outside, then you see it's good looking. That's why they have contests, beauty contests, you know. But you want to see the other side of the body, then you have to look inside the body. Like the saying that they says beauty is skin deep.
Yeah.
But once you get under the skin, then you start to see all the unattractive parts of the body. But this is what you want to teach your mind to be able to see both sides of the body, the attractive side and also the unattractive side, so that you become not become deluded and become attached to the body.
Okay.
This is the next stage after you have calmed your mind and empty. Not at the same time. I'm talking about two separate practices. The first is the practice for jhana. When you get to jhana, you want to stay in jhana for as long as possible, because this will give your mind the strength to be able to see things that normally the mind doesn't like to see, like asubha or death. Then after you have come out of jhana, if you want to develop wisdom, then you have to study the nature of body, the unpleasant side of the body that we tend to avert. We don't like to see, like death or the various parts of the body, being the body being a corpse, for instance. We have to look at this thing there because it's part of the nature of the body that we try not to see, try to conceal it from our mind. So these are two separate practices. You don't do them at the same time. When you meditate, you want to empty your mind, make your mind calm and peaceful and contented. Have equanimity. And once you have an equanimity mind, when you come out of meditation, then your mind will be able to look at the hard fact of life, like death, sickness, the various parts of the body. So then you get the full information about the body. And then you will not be deceived by your defilement. The thing that the body is attractive, you want this person because he or she looks good to you and will make you happy. But it's just a brief temporary state of the body. The body will eventually get old, get sick and die. So this is to prevent you from becoming attached to anybody. Then this will enable you to be able to live alone.
So I contemplate the 32 parts after I came out from the meditation.
Not after you came out, after you have developed enough meditation first. You should be able to have equanimity all the time. Should be able to enter into meditation anytime you like first, before you go develop wisdom. If you still struggle every time when you meditate to get into jhana, then you have to spend more time practicing meditation first. Until you find that getting into jhana is no problem. You can go in there anytime you like, and as soon as you like. Then that means you have mastered the practice of jhana. Once you have mastered the practice of jhana, then you can go and practice wisdom. When you're not in jhana, then you can study the nature of the body. Anicca is changing. It's going to get old, get sick, and die, become a corpse. It's not attractive when you look inside under the skin, for instance.
So I just keep on that sitting meditation. What's my breath?
For
Keep on
now,
practicing.
yeah, this is the first practice you need to develop first. And you have to be able to master it to the point where you can maintain it anytime you want. You can go into jhana anytime you want. Then after that, you can then, when you're not in jhana, then you can then study the nature of the body, study anicca nature, study anatta nature of the body. No self in the body by looking at the 32 parts. Looking at the composition that make up the body, which are the 4 elements.
Now in my daily life, if there are too many distractions, I just go to my room and do sitting meditation, and then after I can calm my mind, and then I just continue to my activity again. That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay.
And also like the previous question, like Mr. Saket asked Ajaan that what should he do after I mean I believe I already read the sutta. I chanting maybe million or billion, because I ever addict to chanting. I chant many times, and then I count it with the counter. I chant it until sometimes a day I can chant 1,000 like that, Ajaan. And then after I chant, and then I ask myself, what the benefit of chanting? Because I feel at that time I get bored, but and then I find it myself that I should do it in practice, not only read it. And then I love keep that sutta in the daily life, practice metta and practice everything like in the Karanya Metta Sutta, in Mangala Sutta, and then I feel happy. And now I feel more happy when I do meditation, because I also do charity. I do charity for years, and also keep the precept. I ever kept the precept for 2 years non-stop. I have no difficulty in keeping the precept, but now I prefer meditation to chant, like that. So like Ajaan said that the student must keep on practice. So I follow Ajaan that I keep on practicing.
Well, you want to get to the point where you have equanimity all the time, whether you are meditating or not meditating, your mind can remain calm and not being affected by what you see or hear. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. That's why I still have distraction, and then I look for the place for meditation at that time. But I believe that I already in the good way, that I don't look for any other thing than meditation when I feel distracted or unhappy, like that.
Yes. Once you have strong equanimity, then you can use equanimity to use to use equanimity to support your wisdom, to let go of your attachment to the body. See that the body is gonna get old, get sick, and die, for instance, and ask yourself, do you have enough equanimity to not be affected by the aging, sickness, and death of the body or not? If you're still affected, it means you don't have enough equanimity yet.
For sickness, I believe I have already surpassed the sickness, because when COVID, when before I follow Ajaan, when I get sick, I just let it be. I'm not afraid anything of that.
Maybe you haven't met the real sickness yet. The
real sickness,
like cancer or something like that.
Oh, yeah. But at that time, I cannot breathe at that time. So I just stay calm. I do meditation at the time.
Oh, you can
Breathe in,
produce
breathe out.
you can produce painful feeling by sitting for a long time without moving, and see how you deal with this painful feeling on the body.
Yeah,
and you
I
leave the
use
painful
the
feeling alone.
Yeah, that's right. Because also I conquer my frightened for being injected. I concentrate, breathe in, breathe out. That's why I'm not scared anymore for being injected by the needle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have that as another test you have to go to pass. To prove that you have actually let go of your attachment to the body completely.
Yeah. Ajaan just now said that better live alone. In the chapter 304, this is the Ajaan poster. There is sentences like this: there is nothing noble equal to having one husband, having one wife. We are honest with each other, love and respect each other forever. Be happy until the day you die. Is it the sentence? I mean, this sentence for layperson who married, or for all the layperson, Ajahn?
Well, if you're married, then you have to be faithful to your partner. That's all. That's what I mean. If you want to have a happy life with your partner, then you have to be faithful to each other. If you cheat, then the happiness will be shattered. If your partner find out that you cheat, for instance, then you will hurt your partner, and your relationship will not be the same anymore.
So they can support each other for the enlightened or not?
No, this is for living a happy life, family life.
Okay. Ajahn, one more question. Then there is sentence from Longta Mahabua. The nature that is said to never die is what is called the nature of nature. It never disappear. It is the nature of nature. It is called fixed. If our imaginary language has no movement, the laws of impermanence, suffering, and no self cannot be involved at all. They are purely natural elements that arise from birth, aging, illness, and death. What is the meaning of imaginary language here, Ajahn?
I don't know. You have to ask the writer.
Oh, this is from Longta Mahabua.
But you have to call him out.
I follow the Longta quote in the line. So I try to translate and try to understand because I adore Longta as I adore Ajahn.
Okay.
That's why I try to comprehend and understand every.
You don't have to understand everything that you read. Sometimes when you don't understand, just skip it. Maybe your wisdom is not enough yet for you to understand. You'll practice more, and eventually you'll understand.
Yeah, but it is said that the wisdom not come from our meditation, samatha. I mean, not the result of the samatha meditation, but we have to learn.
But you have to have samatha to support your learning. See?
Yeah, I know. Okay, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn.
How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. And how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Just now with Rohini, Ajahn spoke about fasting. I just thought I share something regarding resuming eating after fasting, especially when we fast for say 5 to 7 days. I was taught by a monk who always fasts. He recommends to have liquid food for the first meal after fasting for longer periods of time. So because there was this junior monk who fasted, and then on his first meal he took a solid food. For example, I think he took banana, and then he felt some pain, some discomfort in his stomach. So then the monk recommend to have something like fruit juice or porridge water for the first meal after fasting for some time. It's a recommendation. Yeah.
Well, it varies from people to people, So it's not something that can apply to everybody. For somebody, they can take normal food and have no effect whatsoever. So you have to look at yourself and find out for yourself after you're fasting, when you eat, how does it affect you, the food that you eat after you fast. It's not something that you can apply to everybody. See?
Yeah, that's true.
But it's an information that can give the person who fasts to think about.
Yeah. I just thought I wanted to share this because I fasted before and I've when I resume, I try to take the advice, and then I have liquid food instead of the solid one.
Yes, if you're a lay person, you can have the choice, but when you're a monk, sometimes you don't have the choice. You just have to eat what you're given.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I don't think this is a problem really.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I
Right.
fasted and after I come out fasting, I just eat normally and I don't seem to have any effect on me.
I see. Okay. Maybe it only happens to that junior monk.
Maybe it varies from body to body, I guess. Each body might have different reaction to food after they fast, you know. So
Yeah.
you just have to observe your own body and find out yourself how to eat properly after you fast. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for your information.
Hope it hope
Okay.
helps.
Next, Alice. How are you, Alice?
Good evening. Good evening, Kanajan. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry I couldn't be here last week. I got ill unexpectedly. I'm very well. I'm actually happy because I was about to leave Thailand and my boyfriend forever since I couldn't find a job unfortunately in Bangkok. And now I got a positive response, so everything turned out well. And I have a question regarding that tonight, about love. When you start doubting about the love you have for the other person, what does the Buddha says about teaching about partner and couple love, especially at the early stage of life?
Well, the Buddha said, look at everything as impermanent. Nothing is certain. Anything can happen. You can love today and you can hate each other tomorrow. Who knows?
Oh.
Just be ready for whatever happens. That's the
Mm.
teaching of the Buddha. Don't fix your mind only on one thing that you're gonna love each other forever. It might not happen like that.
Mm.
So you have to expect change. That's the Buddha's message. Change is inevitable. With everything, sooner or later, things will change.
Mm.
If
And
you're
how?
ready for it, if you prepare yourself to accept the change, and then you will not be sad or angry. But if you're not ready for change when it happens, it can cause you a lot of suffering. So remind yourself that life is constantly evolving, changing all the time. Like you say, yesterday you were about ready to go home, and then today something happened again, something positive happened. Maybe tomorrow something negative will happen again, who knows?
It's terrible, especially when you live so far from your home country. Having doubts like this is very difficult to live every day. So I meditate, I practice, I calm down. I really try to put your teachings into practice, and they have helped me, it's true.
Yeah.
However, I still have a long way to go to really detach myself and from certain situations.
Yeah, our problem is because we cannot accept things as they are. We want things to be in a certain way. When they don't happen in a certain way, then we cannot accept it. And then we become disturbed and frustrated, sad, or whatever, you know. So we have to learn, teach your mind to be able to adapt to the changing condition, changing circumstances that can happen anytime, any day, anywhere. It can happen when you're back at home. Things will be like this again also.
And we cannot judge those situations changing.
You cannot
We
predict when it's going to change or how it's going to change. But you can prepare yourself for it. Say, anything can happen and be ready to accept it. That's all. When you change your attitude toward things instead of expecting to be like this or like that, and you say, I'm ready for anything. Then when you're ready for anything, then you will not be affected. Your mind will not be affected. Your mind will remain calm and normal. The problem is we don't want to accept everything. See, good. We only want the good thing. We don't want the bad thing. So we have to recondition our mind to accept both the good and the bad thing, because this is the nature of things in this world. Sometimes you get good things and sometimes you get bad things. Okay? Can you do that? And one way to be able to do this is to meditate a lot, to be mindful. Like Stephanie just mentioned about her situation, she seemed to be more calm even with the bad situation because
Mhm.
she had more mindfulness.
And how do we stop imagining bad situations that may not occur? How do we try to have a positive imagination, especially when we meditate? Sometimes some thoughts came up that were not positive, and sometimes they are positive. But I would like to learn and teach my mind to have more positive thoughts.
Well, first you have to stop your thoughts first, by
Mm.
meditating, using mindfulness, by concentrating or focus on a meditation object, such as your breath or the mantra. Then you will be able to stop your mind from thinking. Once you can stop your mind from thinking, then you can direct your mind to think in a positive way. But the positive way is actually something that you don't like anyway. The positive way is the real way, the real thing. That thing is changing all the time. That your body is gonna get old, get sick, and die. These are the things that you want to teach your mind to think, because this is the real thing. It will happen to you sooner or later. The more you think about it, then the more you will be ready to face these things. If you don't think about it, then when it happens to you, you will not be able to accept it. But if you're constantly thinking about it all the time, then you slowly condition your mind to accept them.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay, don't be afraid of the truth. The truth doesn't hurt you. It's the denial of the truth that hurts you. So accept aging, sickness, and death. Accept separation. This is normal things in life that we have to face. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also have one last question regarding fasting. I would like to know how to cope with the sensation of hunger, how to overcome it. It's difficult for me.
You use mindfulness in meditation, because there are two parts to the hunger, the body hunger and the mind hunger. When you meditate, you can stop the mind from hungering. And the strong hunger is in the mind, not in the body. So once you can stop the hunger in the mind, then the hunger of the body is minimal. You can deal with it, you can live with it. But you cannot live with the hunger of the mind. And the reason you become hungry in the mind is because you keep thinking about food, see? So when you meditate, you stop thinking about the food, then the hunger disappears. And you find that you can live with the hunger with the body. It's not that painful. The painful part is the hunger of the mind. So when you fast, you have to meditate a lot to stop the hunger of the mind. Once you can stop the hunger of the mind, then the hunger of the body will not bother you, will not disturb you.
I'm going to a temple to Rayon for 3 days tomorrow actually. And I would like to have a purpose for visiting and something that I could maybe meditate on or contemplate during my practice at the temple. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, when you live in a temple, they usually ask you to not eat after midday, right? So you'll be fasting in the evening. No dinner for you. So you have to stop thinking about food by using mindfulness, reciting a mantra or meditating or chanting to prevent your mind from thinking about food. So when you don't think about the food, then the hunger will not arise in the mind. Or if you want to use a stronger measure, you have to think of the negative side of food. The food that you intake into your body, they have to come out someday, right?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Think about the food that come out of the body, not the food that goes into the body. Then this can stop you from hungering for food. When you know that what you're gonna eat gonna turn into, turn into something you don't want to, you don't want to have, then you can stop your hunger this way also.
Thank you very much.
Okay. be mindful, constantly control your thought using mantra or something opposite to what you want to think. If you want to think about food, think about the food that comes out of the body, for instance. Then your hunger for food will then will disappear.
Thank you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Okay. Next, Samanji from Sri Lanka. You didn't come in last week, did you? I don't remember.
Ajahn, last week I could make it. I had to
Okay.
take my mother to the doctor, so I got home very late. Sorry about it.
Okay.
Can I go ahead with my questions,
Sure,
Tanajan?
go ahead. Good.
Tanajan, when meditating, if a particular thought keeps disturbing us repeatedly, should we pause and reflect on that thought, or should we just continue meditating? What's the best approach?
If you find you can no longer continue on with your meditation because of the thought keep distracting you, then you might have to change the way you meditate. If you're watching your breath, you might have to use chanting instead, so that you can be more concentrated, more focused on your chanting. Then you can then forget about your thoughts. Yeah.
Okay, Tanajan. And when meditating, is it acceptable to count our breaths as a method to maintain focus?
To hold your breath.
Count our breath, maybe 1, 2, 3 as we inhale and exhale.
You
Some
don't
do that.
You don't know you don't do anything to your breath at all. Leave it alone. You use the breath as a point of focus for your mind. That's all. So you don't have to do anything, because by forcing the breath, you're actually using the mind, and you want to stop the mind from activity.
Okay. What I asked was to count breath as 1, 2, 3, 4, and not
Counting when you're watching the breath.
counting. Is it okay?
If you find that it is helpful for you to stay focused on your breath, then you can use it.
Okay.
But it will not be able to get you into deeper calm. Once you find that you are focused on your breath and you're not disturbed by any other thing, then you can stop counting and just merely watching the breath. But at the start, if you find that the mind still wants to go think about this and that, then you can use counting to help you stay focused with your breath. In Thailand, sometimes people use the mantra Bhutto with the breath. Breathing in, you say Bhut. Breathing out, you say To. Breathing Bhutto, Bhutto. Because they find that this will be more easy for the mind to stay with the breath. But eventually, you're going to have to stop the Bhutto, the mantra, or the counting, and just stay focused only on the breath alone, if you want to go deeper into your meditation.
Okay, Tanajan. My next question is, what are the stages of progress in meditation, and how can a meditator recognize them? I mean, whether we have achieved any advanced status such as a jhana, how can we recognize them?
Well, you enrich the fourth jhana, you feel contented, happy, and peaceful, and empty in the mind. There's nothing left in the mind. So before you get to that, you have to keep focusing on your meditation object.
If we are just in our first jhana, like how would we feel it? Like how to recognize that?
Well, the first three stages of jhana is not quite obvious like the fourth one. The fourth one is like it's something that totally different from your normal state of mind. You know.
Okay.
You know it when you get there. Don't worry about it. Just keep being mindful. That's all. Stay mindful with your breath and stop thinking. Don't think about anything. Don't pay attention to anything that might appear during your meditation.
Yeah. Thank you. And my next question is, how can we control our ego, Tanajan? Sometimes because of our ego, like we get angry when someone tells something to us or in our absence. So how can we control our ego?
I think you missed our first part of conversation early on.
That we
But
have to be a rag.
be a rag.
Yeah, okay.
Be a rag or be a servant.
And do we have to do some voluntary work
That can also
somewhere?
help.
Yeah.
That can also help do charity work. This will reduce your selfishness.
Yeah. Being a rag means, Ajaan, like whatever other people may tell us, or like whether even if they blast us or anything, like we have to just keep quiet
Yeah,
without
you just accept it.
reacting.
Yeah,
Just
you're a rag,
accept it.
so why do you want to protest?
Okay. Okay, even if they're wrong, right?
Right, doesn't matter, right? What the right or wrong.
Okay.
The goal is for you not to react to them, that's all.
Okay, Ajaan. Now this question is bit related to Sri Lanka. Now wild animals often they destroy farmers' crops and that cause significant losses to the farmers. And some farmers resort to killing these animals, claiming they have no other way to protect their crops. And that issue has come up in Sri Lanka these days. Can their actions be justified in any way, even when certain governments when they sort of okay it, that killing animals to protect the farmers' crops? Can the actions be justified in any way?
Well, there's no provision in the precept that says you can kill for any reason. So just don't kill, that's all.
Okay. And my next question is, Ajaan, what is the significance of the relics of arahants in Buddhism? Like I have read that they are often venerated by Buddhists, yet if Buddhism places little value on the physical body, why are relics considered sacred?
It's just to prove that there are arahants and Buddha is real thing. It's not something we created out of our imagination. This is to prove that the body or the bones of some parts of the bone of the Buddha or the Arahant will change into stone. Actually, that's what relics are. They're like stone.
Okay. And Tanajan, some relics such as those of Arhants are pearl-like, and like I have read that Arhants can, during their lifetime, determine the form their relics will take.
This I
Is
don't
this
know.
true?
I don't know this. It doesn't matter if they can. They can. They can. It doesn't make any difference.
Okay, Tanajan. And my last question is, should we always give money to those who ask for it, or is it better to first inquire about their needs as to what they need that amount of money?
It depends on the situation. If they ask for a lot of money, then you might want to know first what they want to
Okay.
use it for. But if they just beg you on the street and they ask for a dime or two, then you just give it to them.
Okay, if it's a lot of money, it's better to ask, no?
Sure,
That's true.
because you don't want to be swindled.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Tanajan. That's all I have for today. Nice
Okay.
talking to you, Tanajan.
Okay, nice talking
Wish
to
you
you
good
too.
health.
Okay,
Yeah.
send in more questions, okay?
Okay, sure, will do.
All right.
Tanajan.
Next, I thought I saw your sister early on in here, but I think she's out. Did you see her? Lassie, right? Your sister.
I think she had she said she's having some experience in some technical issues on her
Yeah.
computer.
Yeah,
So she
so-
said she has to log out. Yeah. Don't know whether she had joined again. I'll check. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Next, I'll go to B. Ravin from Bangkok.
Hi, good evening, Ajaan.
Okay, any question?
I have a reflection and I have a question, Prajan. So my reflection is on mindfulness. So I tried over the past week to be more mindful, and the one thing I observe that it's helped me on is by helping me to stay more in the present. I found that before I sometimes my mind would wander quite a lot, but when I try to develop mindfulness, even though for a short while, it helps to bring my mind more into the present, and it makes me less restless. So I think it's something I want to continue working on.
That's right. Mindfulness will help calm your mind down.
And especially, when I have a lot to think about, sometimes staying in the present helps to cut out the amount of worries that I have to think about. Sometimes one thinking about the future that hasn't arrived can be stressful, or pondering on the past that cannot change is also stressful. So I found that staying in the present really helps a lot, and mindfulness does facilitate that.
That's right. That's the goal of mindfulness, is to keep the mind in the present, to be really knowing and not thinking. When you stop thinking, you'll find it much better than thinking when you're thinking.
Yes. Actually, sometimes I find thinking can be quite tormenting, sometimes even more than physical pain, because tormenting in the mind is quite,
Very painful.
yes.
Some people have to commit suicide because they cannot stop these tormenting thoughts. And they thought by killing the body will stop this. It won't stop because the mind doesn't die with the body. And this tormenting thought will continue on even after you kill the body. So you have to kill the thought that's causing you the torment by using mindfulness. Kill the wrong person, kill the wrong culprit. The body is not the culprit. The culprit is the thing, the thought itself that you have to stop.
So the body is just the medium, but everything is coming from the mind.
That's why it's in the mind. The torment is in the mind, and the cause of the torment is in the mind. Your thoughts is causing the torment, not the body.
Yes. And actually that leads up to my question, Prajan. Considering we are talking a lot about ego, what you mentioned to think of ourselves as a rag, is it like just accepting everything that comes our way and not reflecting back, kind of like just don't
Yes,
react?
acceptance. That's the goal of our practice, to accept everything, good or bad, right or wrong, life or death. Just accept it because they have no choice. Because they come to you. And what else can you do? If you keep running away, they keep coming after you anyway, right?
Yes.
So when you accept them, then your mind have no torment. Your mind become calm and doesn't isn't affected by what's coming to you.
Prajan, does the 4 Brahma Viharas help to reduce ego? Can we practice them to help to reduce our ego?
Well, you practice equanimity, the ubeka. When you have ubeka, then your mind has no reaction to anything. So it's like an egoless state of mind, to have equanimity. When you have equanimity, you don't react with love, hate, fear, or delusion. Delusion is ego, see, with self.
So even love is can be delusional as well, right? Even though
Yes.
so
Love,
loving
if you love, it means someone is loving, right? If you hate,
yes.
it means someone is hating. If you fear, it means someone is fearing. If you're delusional, you think that you are a self and other people are also it's a self. And in fact, there's no self in anybody or in anything. With equanimity, then you suppress all this reaction, love, hate, fear, or delusion from your mind. The mind just being merely knowing, accepting things as they come.
Because I notice sometimes positive thoughts or praise, I think what you mentioned earlier can sometimes be quite flattering. Sometimes when we receive that, we think, oh, this is nice, and sometimes we cling to it. but when it's criticism or aversion, we dislike it. But I think it's like two sides of the coin. You can't have one or the other. You have to discard them both. Is that right?
Well, if you take them, you have to take them both, right? They come together, but not at the same time. From the same person, today he might be saying good things about you, and another day he might be speaking something bad about you. It's something that you cannot force the person to either to keep talking only about good things about you. Because the person can change his attitude toward you. Today he might love you, so he could say good things about you. And tomorrow he might hate you, and he'll say bad things about you. So if you want to accept praise, then you also have to accept criticism. Because everything is changing. Everything is not fixed, let's put it that way. Things can keep changing back and forth. Today is good and tomorrow it can be bad. Same thing like praise and criticism. You just have to take everything and accept, and without reacting. When somebody praise you, just accept. Okay, they are praising me, but you don't have to be happy. You don't have to accept it with love. Yeah. And when somebody criticize you, you don't have to accept it with hate either. Just merely accepting. That's all. Just merely knowing. You can do this only when after you practice jhana. If you have jhana, then you'll be able to use equanimity from jhana to accept things as they are. If you accept things as they are, then there will be dukkha, or there will be no stress or suffering in your mind.
This applies to all aspects of life, right, Prajan?
That's right. Because if you react with love, then you will have anxiety about how long this thing will last.
Yes.
And you don't want it to last. You don't want it to disappear. You want it to last forever. But in the back of your mind, you also know that everything is changing. Everything is temporary. So you worry about your marriage, about your job, because you don't know how it's going to turn out tomorrow, right? But if you don't have any love for your job or your marriage, you can just take it either way, and it doesn't matter.
Yes. So don't have expectation.
Don't have any attachment, really. That's what it means.
Oh, attachment. So it's like hope for the best, but expect the worst. Prepare for the worst.
Yeah, just know that thing can be good or bad, and it's not always under your control. When they come, they come. You can protect your mind from suffering by just merely knowing and not reacting to what comes to you. When you react with love, you're creating attachment, also worry and anxiety. If you react with hate, you're already creating anxiety or stress when you hate something. When you have to live with somebody you hate, you feel bad already.
Yes.
So don't react with any emotion. That's the goal of the practice. Just be rational and without any emotion.
Yes. So this all links back to the three characteristics of existence. Everything is changing, and it
Yes.
doesn't belong to us.
Not under our control. We cannot say let it be like this or let it be like that. They're not a la carte. They're like set menu that come to you.
Yes.
Okay. Just teach your mind to accept everything, good or bad, life or death, aging, sickness or death, separation, or marriage. This thing happen all the time in this world. You see story about people marrying and they were happy, and the next day you see another story about another couple divorcing.
Yes.
This is the nature of life, see. Anicca changing all the time. And by virtue of it being anicca, it's causing dukkha, causing suffering. So if you don't have, and if you don't have, if you don't want to have any suffering, then don't be attached to anything. Okay, I think
Yes, Prajan. Yep. Thank you, Prajan.
next Aparajita. Hi, how are you?
Hi, good evening, Prajan. I'm well. I'm just practicing.
Okay, maintaining equanimity.
Um, Actually, when you were saying something and a thought came, like being without bias, like
That's just equanimity also.
yes.
Mm.
So
Your
yes,
level head.
yeah.
Treat everything equally the same. Everything are just natural phenomena. Everything is temporarily. Okay, good.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Next, Greg Yenso from Penang.
Hi, Ajaan. Yeah, good evening. Yeah, no question, Ajaan. Yeah, listening.
Okay, Christine also from Penang. Christine Koe.
Good evening, Tanajan. Respect to you. And this coming Saturday, I'm going to temple for 8 Recep until next Wednesday.
Good, good.
Yes.
You should go there more often. Or stay there for as long as possible. Don't come back. Don't come back.
Actually, I told Atanajan because my plan was revoked due to some instance. So maybe after that, I shall practice mindfulness in daily life. And this morning when I driving, the mindfulness is so strong. I can see all the chitta very fast, and I can find mindfulness is very good if we ignore them.
Good. Keep on practicing. You can practice mindfulness every day, regardless of where you are, what you do. Just stay mindful.
Then, yes, and if we have mindful, we can see our mind that's full with greed, hatred, and delusion. From there, we can cut off.
That's right. You can see the reaction when you see something or hear something.
Mm.
Good.
Very wonderful. In fact, Dharma is very wonderful. Like Tanajan said, it can excel everything. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So maybe next Tuesday I will not come in until the following week.
I don't come in at all. Just remain in the temple forever. Why not? Why not?
Yeah, this is wonderful. If we can how do I say, we can swim across until the opposite shore.
Yeah. Don't come back. You know.
Don't come back.
If you come back, you have to go back again.
True enough. This
So
is
stay there permanently. Like me, I left home 50 years ago. I never returned home.
our idol. Yes, we shall follow the great one. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Sri and Czech from Vancouver. We have a lady who she said is from Birken. Birken is near Vancouver, right? Have you heard of the place? 4 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, from Birken. There's a monastery there, she said. I think Ajahn Chah's tradition.
Yes, it's Ajaan Sona.
Ajahn Sona.
He's the abbot there. Yeah, we
Oh,
visited.
you know that place.
Yeah, we've been there a few times and did a retreat there before too. It's about 4 hours from our place.
It's in a different province, right? It's in
Same province but
same
different.
province in British Columbia.
British Columbia.
I see.
Also on the mountain.
On the mountain near the coast also.
No, it's
Not
in
near the coast. Inside inland.
on the mountain. It's a very nice monastery.
Yeah, I think I have seen the website before a long time ago.
Oh, it's a Kamloops. The place is called Kamloops.
Oh, Kamloops.
Yeah, Kamloops. Yeah, it's on the mountain.
Did
Yeah.
you just visiting or did you stay for a few days there?
Yeah, I stayed before a few days there. Yeah, and yeah, it's a very well run monastery. Very Ajahn so nice. Ajahn Chah's tradition.
Is he Canadian? Is he Canadian?
Yeah, he's actually from Coquitlam. We are in Coquitlam. He's actually from here.
That's his hometown, huh?
Yes.
I see.
Ajahn Sona's hometown.
Oh
from
yeah,
Coquitlam.
hometown. Yeah, yes. Yeah, Ajahn Sona.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lady staying here. She said she's from there, from Birken Monastery.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, Chet used to stay there over the weekend, and then I go and visit her, and I bring food to them. And I remember once, like, and I bought food there. I didn't realize I don't have mindfulness, like, on the ground there are, like, a lot of
Snakes.
snakes.
There are many snakes there.
I almost stepped on the baby snake, and the mother snake just like hitting on me, and then when I look at, like, all the snake, like, around me.
Are they poisonous snake also?
Only in the summer, I don't know why, like, at that time.
I don't ask if they are poisonous.
I don't think they are
I'm not that
poisonous.
sure.
I know
Maybe
that-
not. Maybe I don't.
Yeah, they give me a warning not to step on them.
The baby snake.
Yeah,
There's so
not to-
many baby snake. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when I look at it, like, I just ran. Yeah, but they are okay. It's a nice place.
Okay. You have anything to offer, to say or ask?
Tan Ajahn, when we cultivate, like, the knower, like, actually when we, like, the knower is the one, like, that without self, and delusion is the one that causes us to think that we have self, right?
Yes. And it's a delusion that teach the knower to think, to believe that there's a self. So you need the Dhamma to change the information to teach the knower that there's no self. Right now, the knower think that it's a self. They think that it is a self. But in fact, it's just a natural phenomenon.
Oh, okay. I got it wrong. I thought the knower know that there's no self, but no, the knower still need the Dharma.
The knower just merely know, and it depends who feed it the information. The delusion is the defilement that feeds the knower that there is a self, that it is a self. So it believes in what it's been fed. So we have to give it the new information that there is no self. From the analysis by the Buddha said there's no self in anything. Everything are elements, everything are natural phenomena, like wind and rain and sun. No self in anything.
Okay. And that's the wisdom part.
Yes, that's the enlightenment of the Buddha. To see anatta, sabbe dhamma anatta. we see sabbe dhamma atta. We see everything as a self or belonging to a self. You have a car belongs to a self, right? You have a body is a self. But the Buddha said this is not the truth. The truth is there is no self in the body, no self in the car, no self in the mind.
Understood. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Do
Thank
you
you,
believe that? You understand what do you believe that?
No, because we need to get to
You
equanimity,
need to
right?
get to
You
we
cannot
don't
yet let go of your ego. You have to get into the fourth jhana first. Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Okay.
think of the knower. I think I misunderstand the knower. I thought the knower already know that there's no self, but I didn't know that actually the wisdom is the one that teach the knower, right?
That's right. And without the body, nobody in this world will know that there's no self.
Yeah.
Everybody in this world will think there's a self. Every knower will think it is a self.
Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Thank you to
Thank you,
the
Tan.
Buddha and thank
Okay.
you.
Yes,
Buddha.
thank you, the Buddha. Without this information, we will forever be stuck with the self.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you to the Buddha.
Okay.
Thank you to Ajahn.
Next, Diana from near Toronto. How far away from you from Toronto?
About 1 hour on
1 hour.
highway. No,
I
with
see.
that.
What's the place called?
King City.
King City. Okay. How big it is? It's a small town or a big town?
It's not too big. It's like medium.
Medium town.
Medium. It's all like new houses. Newer houses.
New settlement. Is it like a new city?
Yeah, it's because it's like more up north from the main city. So the more up north you go, like the smaller it is, and then the next big city would be like Barrie. It would be because Toronto is on the Lake Ontario, and then Barrie is on the Lake Simcoe. So then Barrie would be another big city.
Okay. You have any question tonight?
Just update.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I've just chosen like one thing to focus on because I found that I couldn't do it all at the same time, and I was trying to improve one thing and then I was losing another thing. So then I just decided I've been successful in just trying to maintain the 6 precepts instead of 8, because trying to work and get things done a lot of the times, the meals were pushed aside, like the timing just wasn't working out. And I did find that beneficial. And I didn't have a chance to fast as much as I was doing before to help me with my sleepiness. So then I'm trying to restart that again. Because at the end of the day, when I reevaluate my day, I'm aware that, I was overcome by the defilement here or the lack of mindfulness here. And it's usually when I'm trying to do 2 things at the same time. So just trying to reduce the number of things I do. Let's see how that goes. And just the practice wasn't as successful because I was still having some health issues. But I'm hoping a few times a week is good. I just like it to be daily the way it used to be before I was a parent and trying to take care of some other things. So that's the update. I really benefit from these weekly meetings with you. Today my mind was like sleepy again. So I'm trying to fast today and listen to this discussion and your guidance during the week again. That was helpful. I used to be able to just listen to it one more time. So I will try to do that again.
Okay. Good. No question tonight.
Well, I'm just like some strange practical issues I'm having with my child. With my daughter, she's having some her the issues that she's been having at night have ironed out. She's having some worry nervousness to be left alone, like not left alone, but evening times, if she's being left without me, she communicated to me it was like worrisome, and when she's in that worry state, it seems that no logical thinking was helping at that time. So I decided to just withdraw from some evening activities and refocus more on the mindfulness. And then in January, try to return and see if she can apply some of it, because it's true, like the training is needed before we can apply it in difficult situations. And for one reason or another, something was overwhelming her, and so some suffering is there. Any guidance for that?
You have to accept it. It's a nature to be like this. This is how her mind they have been developed too.
Can you explain that a little more?
Oh, you have to accept that this is her nature. This is the way she is, and it's been something that she has been developing through her past life. So she becomes like now, like what she is right now. And you can might help her by giving her some advice, some Dhamma advice, how to deal with the situation, like stay calm, using mindfulness, reciting a mantra or something when you feel bad, feel lonely, or feel abandoned.
Yeah, because like I saw over this past few weeks that the more I was pushing her and like encouraging her, come on, you could, like the worse it became. And the moment I was relaxed, I already see like maybe she just needs the support and to go through that. And
sometimes pushing is good, but pushing too hard is bad, can be counterproductive. Not pushing at all might not be as useful as do some pushing. So it depends on the situation, how much you should push her and how much you should teach her.
Yeah, we just went to the bookstore yesterday and looked for some children books on like mindfulness, on emotions, so we can just like just make it more like available for her, and then I and then see if she could internalize that and then apply it, because the issue became is that, like, let's say she wanted to participate, but her worry feeling was more, so she cried a little bit, and it was like it was not nice for her. So then I just, after so many tries, I just decided to just release it. And okay, I liked what you shared, that it's just part of her makeup and we just need to spend time on that. Okay.
Okay, good. Sometimes there are things that you cannot do, and then you just have to let it be.
Just accept it and not try to change it.
Yeah, if you cannot change it, then what can you do? If you can change it, but if you cannot change it, then you just have to let it be and not be affected by what she is. Don't get sad or upset for not being able to help her, for instance.
Yeah, I noticed that my own tension was making it worse for her. Okay, so just stay accepting and see if it changes on its own, maybe.
Yeah, things always changing all the time.
Okay. Thank you. That's very helpful. Yeah.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Belinda, Singapore.
Good evening, Kanaja.
Yes, anything?
Yes, just quick about you being doormat. Are there situations where I understand, like things happen and we have to accept, Are there situations where we need to, like, the exceptions, like, for instance, if it's a molest, then we have to take constructive action?
I don't quite get what you say.
Like we talk about being ragged, being a doormat. I just wonder, like, are there situations? I understand when we say that when things happen, it's beyond our control, that we have to accept that moment. And are there situations where we have to set also healthy boundary, or are there exceptions whereby we have to take action, constructive actions to not to be a rat in short, like we have to just like for
Well,
instance,
it's up to you. You'll find out whether your reaction will cause you more problem or not. Yeah.
Like a
Sometimes
case,
if not reacting can keep things calm and safe, then maybe it's better to not to react. But if you think by reacting will change things and makes things better, okay, react. It's up to you.
but so I understand. I didn't say that first we accept that things happen first, and then we plan for constructive action, what to take. But
Yes, if you can do something constructive, do it. If you cannot do it, then just let it be.
like a situation like molest and things like that, so we have to exercise judgment too right now.
Mm-hmm. Common sense. You exercise common sense.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, PR and Indira, Doctor from Toronto.
Good morning.
Good morning.
From Toronto, Ajaan. How are you?
Good, thank you. I hope you are fine too.
Yes, we are. We are.
Okay. Bit cold, but today is better. Little warm.
Okay. It's getting cold there now, huh?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's some snow. We had one snowfall. Like it's not too bad, but just yeah.
Okay.
I have a question. Actually, it's from a friend of mine because we do this. We once a month, a few good friends get together and we meditate. She had been to many 10-day courses, like with another teacher, and she always asks. She says they were told that like a good meditation is like when you have a lot of vibrations. So in the body. So she always asks us what that means, but I don't know because in the like Buddha has never mentioned anything like that. Do you know what that means?
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I think it's delusional, I think.
Yes.
Because when we meditate, we want to calm both the body and the mind.
Yes. Yes. Yes,
So if there's any vibration, then it means the mindfulness is not strong to prevent the mind from creating this vibration in the body.
Yes.
But she said it felt good though, right?
She said it like her head feels
heavy,
but
she feels good.
Well, if she feels good, then it's okay for her.
Yeah, I told the same.
That's what Pia said. Yeah,
if it's good, start spreading the goodness the whole body.
Okay,
You know?
yeah.
Yes, Tana. I just wanted to find out because she asked that question every day and we just don't know. So we thought we'll ask you.
But when we meditate, we want to calm the mind. That's the goal.
Exactly.
So other thing can be delusional or can be temporary.
That's what we
This
thought.
is some kind of imagination too, right? The mind gets into all sorts of
created by the mind. It's a mental formation.
All these gods and pictures
everything. It's all mental formation. Created by the thoughts in the mind.
They rise and pass away. That's it.
That's true. Yes. And Pia, you have a question?
No, just in a Sotapanna, I heard this one Sotapanna Buddha said it's like the suffering is very small, like the dirt under the fingernail as compared to the dirt in the entire earth. So very small. In other words, that's the example you took. So is it the suffering now as a Sotapanna or is after birth? I guess it should apply for now too, right? If you're Sotapanna, you should suffer less than another ordinary being, like less suffering now. I mean, you don't have to wait till you die right? Does it?
What do you mean suffering? Physical suffering or mental
Mental
suffering?
suffering. Mental suffering.
Well, regarding to the body, sickness or death, there's no suffering in the mind of a Sotapanna. But he still experiences the suffering of the body when he gets sick or when the body dies. But it's just that his mind is not suffering from the suffering of the body.
But so that's probably what he meant by little suffering left.
Only left in the body, not in the mind. The major suffering in the mind has been dismissed or dispelled from the mind.
So, in other words, I mean, he knows, and the Sotapanna is that like a code name is the one who knows and sees. So he knows what's happening and he sees. So he can, if he creates suffering, he can remove his suffering too. Like
he doesn't react to it. He doesn't create cravings, which causing the suffering in the mind. No craving for not to get sick or not to die. He accepts sickness and he accepts death.
But he still has some craving though, because he has not gone through all the stages, right? So there is some.
There are still some other cravings that he has to deal with in the other stages. He still have sexual cravings for sexual intercourse, for instance.
Yeah. So the still Kamachanda, a little bit of Kamachanda Vyapa, the left.
Kamaraga.
Patiga, yeah, still left.
And so you need the contemplation of Asupa to stop this. That's the next level of practice.
Yeah. So it's become Sotapanna, Sakurdagami. The next level is once returner. I guess he still has similar, but is subdued, and the non-returner has completely got rid of all. Yeah.
The Sakurdagami might have reduced the craving into 50%, half and half.
Okay. And then
halfway through, halfway there, not all the way there yet. And Anagami has completely got rid of all the sexual desire.
Yeah. But still anger can be there, right?
Anger, you have to go to the next level, to the Arahant. Because there's still a self. See? As long as there's a self, then there is anger. As soon as you get rid of the self, then there will be no anger left.
That's right. There's also the craving for Ruparaga, Aruparaga, meaning jhanas, right? They can still have, yeah.
He can have jhana, but he has to give up his attachment to it, that's all.
It has well. And the restlessness is also there. What is that restlessness coming from? Is it like trying to achieve
trying to
release?
Achieve full enlightenment. So you need to contemplate to find out what is causing you not to get to that point yet. See?
Yes.
So sometimes you overdo it. You overdo it, your mind becomes restless. So you have to come back into jhana to stop it from restlessness.
You kind of struggle, and that minds become restless. It's like swimming across. Buddha said, don't try too hard. Like, if you can get caught, the mind becomes restless.
It's like the string of a violin. You don't string it too tight.
The violin, yes, that's another example. Yes. Yeah. Then get the right tune.
Yeah, beautiful examples. Yes.
Yeah. And the ego is like the last one. I mean, before the ignorance goes, like the mana. Mana is the stress of mana is still there, I guess, right?
That's right. That's why you have to treat yourself as a rag to get rid of your ego.
rag story. Back again.
There's no self. You're just a rag, piece of rag.
Yeah.
I still get annoyed. He's good at it.
But I think there's also so like could be like a hina mana, like your mana is.
But actually, at this point, you should be able to look at yourself as just being unknowing. That's all. A knower. But actually, there's no knower either. There's just knowing. Knowing element. There's just a knowing element.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it's okay to say like a self, because you are making a skillful self before you get rid of yourself. Because I think some again Thanisara Bhikkhu talks about Buddha never said there is a self or no self. He said don't consider. It's like a more value judgment. There is rupa is not self. He says feeling is not self. It's like more like a strategy rather than say if you get. I think the Kachana Gota Sutra. I think if you say self or no self, you get into extreme. So just consider it's not self, as it's like a strategy, like a pragmatic logic to get rid of this self eventually.
That's right.
Yeah.
Eventually, you have to get into that fourth jhana. That's when you've experienced that no self. When the mind becomes completely still and then not creating any notion of a self, then you know that the mind is just merely a knowing element.
Yeah. So the fear of death is at that point like goes because these are just elements, just like fade away when you die.
That's
just
right.
to the
Nobody dies. The body is not a cell. It's just a composition of the four elements, which one day will have to decompose and go separately.
So air goes first, heat, and then the liquid and the solids after. The final.
That's right. The final, what left behind is the earth element.
Like the bones and
the bone
yeah.
and all
I
the dry,
I saw a nice
dry
video.
organ, all the dry organ.
Yeah, clip yesterday from Sri Lanka. There are monks like who had been not cremated, or it's just with the robes. They are put in certain kutis, and their body is decomposing. And after 21 days, it's still there. Anybody can go and see. Just the robe and the skull. They were showing. So it's for I think the monks to learn decomposition. I think it's a good thing.
It's a good way to learn the nature of the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The other thing, if you have a bit of time, just the 5 things to contemplate. They say even if you're a monk, nun, or a layperson, old age, sickness, and death, and I think you touch on separation a lot today, and those things you have no control, right? It's the nature of things.
That's right.
But the last one, the 5th one is karma. You are the owner of your karma. There is some control there.
Yes, you can control your karma. You can do good karma and avoid doing bad karma.
So that's the way out. Others look all dark, bleak.
You can purify your mind. See, you can get rid of your defilement, but you need the two, which is the noble eightfold path.
Noble eightfold path, yes.
To do it with.
So that's the karma, ending of all karma.
That's right.
That's true.
Okay,
thank
good.
you, Ajaan. Thank you so much for your wisdom, and thank you to Buddha.
Okay, next, Intan from Indonesia.
Good evening, Prajan. Namaskara, Prajan. Prajan, I have 2 questions, Prajan.
Yes, go ahead.
Like I told Prajan when I'm in Wat Yan, now I want to focus to my job. So to push my desire for job, I stop my meditation. But after many days, when I work, suddenly I have a thought. Before I have a thought, I have a strong desire to meditate, and then I ignore it. But when I ignore the desire is more stronger, and then I have a thought, stop it, your job, and now you must to meditate. And I also ignore. Then my thought is have many times to told me stop my job. Even I just meditate 15 minutes or half hour is okay, but I must to stop my job. So then after that, I stop my job and I meditate. Then when I wake up, I also have a thought, since now you must to meditate every day, don't stop it. My question, why I have a thought like that, Prajan?
It's because you have been thinking about this a long time before. But it doesn't matter why. You should look at it whether it's good or bad thought. If it's good thought, then you should follow it. Meditation is good thought because meditation will give you peace and happiness.
Yes.
Working will give you suffering, but give you money, but you also have suffering.
Yes. Since that day, every day I meditate.
Yes, so maybe because you have experienced some meditation, so your mind keeps thinking about meditation, and you find that you have good experience with meditation, and you have bad experience with working. So you want to stop working and you want to meditate.
Okay. My second question, Prajan. I watch Prajan YouTube, and Prajan have an answer to calm our mind. We have a method usually for Buddhists use chant, and for Christian use singing. So my question, if singing can calm our mind, why in Atasila we cannot sing?
Because we have to sing, chanting is singing, see. We have to sing something that is neutral, that doesn't cause the mind to have any desire, any cravings. See. So in Christianity, they sing about God, this things about heaven. You know. This is not sensual desire. It doesn't create any sensual cravings. But if you think about love, think about sex, think about, then this can create sensual craving to come up. So you can use singing for entertainment, or you can use singing for as a meditation, as a form of meditation. Because when you sing in Christianity, after you have sang for a while, your mind become peaceful and calm. So it depends on what you sing or chant. You can chant and can get your mind agitated. You chant about money, Where am I going to get my money? Where is money? Where is money? So it depends on what you chant or what you sing. It can calm your mind or can agitate your mind. So you want to chant something that can calm your mind with, not agitating your mind. Okay?
Okay, understand, Prajan. Thank you, Prajan.
You're welcome. Alvin, you're back in again. Do you want to ask a question or just happen to be back in?
Sorry, Tangan. Just happened to be back in.
Okay,
No
then
question.
I'll go to Kunjup now for more questions from email.
กราบนมัสการท่านอาจารย์ค่ะ We have 6 questions and 1 shared comment, and they're all from Facebook. The first 3 questions are from Mini Pool. The first question is, could Ajaan explain the whole 12 independent origination? Thank you.
I'm sorry, we don't have the time to go all through the 12 one. You have to study somewhere else for this.
The second question is, if today I have done a bad karma, like cursing an arahant, that he is a bad guy, when this bad karma ripens in the next life, will I become a bad person because of this karma?
Well, it depends on whether you know that person is an arahant or not, see. If he's an arahant, then you won't criticize him in the first place, right? So when you criticize somebody, you don't think he's an arahant. So I don't think it has any strong effect on your criticism. See? But if you know this person is an arahant, and you still insist on criticizing him, then that can have strong implication to yourself, to some strong consequence.
Next question. What is it like when someone has achieved a sotapanna state? What is the process of gaining Magga Phala? Thank you, Ajaan.
This is something you have to experience yourself by practicing meditation, mindfulness, and wisdom.
We have a shared comment from Mandy Smith. Still watching every week, struggling a lot with depression of all the things I cannot do and what my life direction is now, that I'm catastrophically disabled. I try to help other first responders along the way, but I'm still struggling to find the purpose.
Okay. Hope you find it sooner or later.
The next question is from C. Ratnan. Does Sotapanna always reborn in a wealthy family like Visakha?
Not necessarily. Can be reborn in any level of family. It depends on the dana that you have done in the past. The more dana or charity you have done, then the more likely you will be born in a rich family.
The next question is from Sulan. Dear Ajaan, good to see you. When the mind sees things as unfair and gets upset, is it ego that is thinking too much?
It's illusion, not seeing that everything is the same. Everything are just the composition of the four elements. Everything it's like the weather, you know. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's snowing.
As a Buddhist, what is the right view on fairness?
Fairness, there's no fairness in Buddhist. Everything is dependent on your karma. If you do good karma, you get good result. If you do bad karma, you get bad result.
And the last question.
There's no fairness in Buddhism. Everything dependent on your karma, your good and bad karma.
And the last question is from Mini Pool. If Arahants have got rid of karma production, why is it said that when Ajaan Lee built a pagoda, he can lengthen his lifespan? Thank you, Ajaan.
This I don't know. You have to ask Ajaan Lee himself.
That is all, Ka.
Okay. I'm not all-knowing, you know, so some don't expect me to answer all your questions. I can only answer some that I know, and what I don't know, I have to tell you that I don't know. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I think that's all about the time we have for tonight. Thank you for your company. Thank you for your conversation. And I hope this meeting is helpful to you in your path to enlightenment. In the meantime, please stay safe, be mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all things go well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you, Ajaan.
Thank you,
Thank you, Ajaan.
Good night, everyone.
Ajaan.
Thank
Good
you,
night,
everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank
Good
you,
night. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good night.